Let me just do one last question, if I could. On page 5 of your testimony, you talk about this sustainability and how important it is, and that if we don't get a plan or in place or a path to sustainability, it'll sap our nation's economic vitality, greatly increase the risk of economic and financial instability. As the head of the Fed, and speaking to this committee, speaking to the American people, in practical terms, if we don't get a plan, what does it mean to families across this country? What does it mean to the small business? In real terms, how would you describe where we're headed if, in fact, we don't begin to turn this thing around, if we don't begin to get some common sense and make the tough decisions you've alluded to earlier in your answers? What it means in real terms to families and small business owners and taxpayers across this country, what it means for the nation. And
one of the main channels would be if confidence was lost in our long-term fiscal stability, we would see our interest rates go up quite a bit, as we already seen in Greece and other countries. And that would affect, of course, consumers' ability to buy houses and automobiles, et cetera. It would slow our economy. It would, by reducing the value of government bonds, it would put pressure on the balance sheets of financial institutions. So it would cause a lot of stress in the economy, and in the worst case would cause financial instability, like we're seeing, to some extent in Greece. So if you want a strong economy, you need to have capital investment. You need to have consumers' ability to buy houses and automobiles and so on. And the high interest rates, that would make it even more difficult to balance the budget, because interest payments are part of the deficit.
Their interest rates are, I believe, within 2 years, we're on a path to pay $1 billion a day just in interest on the debt. I mean, that's how out of control it's getting.
Our interest rates now are very low.
I understand that.
So that's the concern, would be that they would go higher, and then it would be much more difficult and disruptive to make the cuts and make the changes you have to make in the budget to meet the fiscal goals at that point, with interest rates much higher.
Thank you,
Mr. Etheridge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the hearing.